I want to talk in this video about the very important and life-changing and world-changing aspect of 2020. Now, we know that 2020 already happened. It's the past. We don't want to go back to all that old rubble. We want to leave all of it behind. We're moving into a new age, into a new era, into a new paradigm. And I wish I came up with this, that era is actually spelled A-I-R-A, which also means era. Get it? E-R-A. So, we have this. And Jupiter, remember, is what? Growth and expansion. And Saturn is all about restriction of things, limits of things. It's all about what is going to challenge us. It's all about, that man that is going to knock on our door and say, excuse me, are you fulfilling your promise in this life? Are you really committed? Are you really driven to give all that you can give and take it to its point of going to infinity? It's really, again, it's about, really starting from the bottom and working our way up and ascending up, starting at the very ground and then one step by step, you are ascending up. And indeed, that is the goat, that it is ascending up the mountain to reach the top, because it's all about the top. So for the past 200 years, these two planets have been coming together. They've been conjuncting in Earth signs, and this gave way to a lot of stuff. It gave way to material things. It gave way to the Industrial Revolution, which occurred, people innovating and coming up with new ways of how are we going to be practical, how are we going to make this tangible, how are we going to till the soil, till the land, what agricultural health and health products and industries and companies and businesses are going to be wonderful outlets so that we can go to and rely on and work hard to keep the industries going. How are we going to stand out and be the individual who really is going to take our lives seriously and achieve what we have to achieve to be able to get a living and different things like this? How are we going to make our money? How are we going to go out and buy the bread and butter for the supper that we're having in the evening? How are we going to be able to cultivate, to create, and to collect the tools that we all need to be able to put this thing then together? Where do we need to really have discipline and age, mature, get practical? Because Saturn is all about maturity. It's all about having the discipline and follow through with the New Year's resolution, starting at the new year. Okay, these are my, what I call, Annette Pines, or Pines in. That's my little made-up term for being very goal-oriented, having these plans, having these visions, and putting in the practical steps. Cooking the recipe so that you can have the finished product, putting in, starting from the bottom of that foundation and building your way up brick by brick by brick, and really having persistence and patience and, really going slowly and steadily and having the critical thinking and analysis to go in bite-sized steps and to be able to, in an earthy way, ground ourselves down to where things can really happen and things can really be achieved out of this. it was a huge focus with so many things, so many different time periods. Like, the 1950s and all those gains and all the, the washers and dryers that came out, all of the books that were published, which, earthy books, all of the, cleaning technology, all of the parenting book, like how are we going to parent our children? What are the steps that I need to take to be a successful parent and role model to my children? I mean, I could go on with so many different examples of what this did. We have learned and we have integrated all of these lessons, and now it's time to change consciousness. It's time to move on to something else. So, this is 200 years. So every 20 years, Jupiter and Saturn have been conjuncting in Earth signs. They are going to now be conjuncting in, did I say air signs? If I said that, I meant earth signs. Air signs. This is a very, very airy thing to do. Say something and then, wait, I'm going to go back. I'm going to just alter that a little bit. I've changed what I'm going to say. So we're moving into this new air of not holding on so tight to the material, but releasing, letting go, not being so possessive, not locking all of our stuff up in little drawers and preserving them and, being very defensive and very territorial and very, what I call uplining about your house, and I took all the hard work and determination, time and energy to create this house, to remodel this kitchen, to propose this new business plan, to build this new castle for my life. All of these foundational earthy things, but when we can let go and open up to others and really share, it is a new flood of intellectual information and intellectual knowledge and data, and really opening ourselves up to new possibilities when it comes to very air-like matters in life, such as the communications, such as writing, such as teaching, such as how are we going to move into the age of Aquarius? And how are we going to be more connected, which does not mean judging people for their flaws. And going, not compassion and prosperity, having our own best interests and then going after others. The nodes are in Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus is about our gains, our material and spiritual wealth and gains. How are we going to feel good? How are we going to feel stable and at peace while not going after other people's stuff as well? Not getting so involved with all the jealousies and all those types of scorpionic feelings and all that bad karma, because Scorpio, I'd like to think that South Node Scorpio and North Node Taurus is an exalted position, because Scorpio really all has to do with the karma, has to do with what we are healing to be able to move forward and evolve and all those types of things. And what if it can be very so interesting. I saw a runner run out of my window just on the street just now. So but so anyway, so this new age, air, communities, interacting, networking, coming together, collaborating, really, really sharing your bit, honing your craft, sharing these new ideas. Hey, this sounds good, but, I'm going to learn from this. How are we going to make the society more of a safe and respectable and friendly sort of place? How are we going to save those dolphins? How are we going to come together and find solutions to problems? These can be smaller problems or they can be hot button issues, like, for example, climate change, like waste in the ocean, like the death penalty, like all these types of things, Black Lives Matter, women's rights. We're moving into this new feminine sort of age and time period, and all these things are just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to discuss about this. And maybe, just maybe, there might come a time when that will occur.